Guten Morgen, muchachos. How you doing? Welcome back to Football Digest Daily. My name is Nyaassh, and yes, the way I'm dressed like this is because it's so cold in Nairobi. It's raining cold over here. I'm actually not in Nairobi. I'm actually in a county near Nairobi called Kiambu County. Huku baridi bana imezidi. It's hella cold. It's hella cold. Anyway, I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. Mine was a bit chilled out. I'm chilling for this one because I know what's coming. Yes, once we're done with this international break, there is no other break till March, I think, next year. So take it. It's a marathon from now on for like a cool 5 months. Yeah, of non-stop football. Just the way we love it. Alright? Now, since I was last year, so much has happened in the footballing fraternity. Alright? Be it in the international forum, or international platform, or in club football, right? Let's start off with club football, because this is the most interesting bit. Now, the FA have charged Arteta because of breach of certain rules, because of his sentiments, because of how he aired his sentiments during or after the Arsenal-Newcastle game. Of course, he went gang-ho on the VAR and officiating in the PGMOL, and they were like, no, you can't do that here. It's too barbaric. We have to charge this guy. This guy cannot be walking. Huyu lazima apigwe charges. And so they charged him, right? And I think he has till Wednesday this week to appeal, if I'm not wrong. And we're just waiting to see how that's going to happen. So I'm like, in this league, you cannot air your sentiments when something wrong happens to you. In a game as emotional as football, and especially in such circumstances, you cannot say anything wrong, or it's not even wrong. It's just exactly how you feel about the judgments and the decisions that have been made on the pitch that were wayward, for lack of a better word. So if you air out your sentiments, you're going to be charged straight away because you breached some rules, And so Arteta is being charged, and let's see how that's going to happen. To be honest with me, I don't care, man. No, I don't give a shit. They can charge him, they can ban him for 2 games or how many. Sisi kama Arsenal will just continue with our business. It's not going to stop our agenda of winning the league and the Champions League. So they can do whatever the fuck they want, I don't care. But I find it a bit atrocious, to be honest. So, because you can't honestly say something about the officiating in the Premier League without getting charged. I don't get it. Wait, did they charge Klopp? Well, he didn't go as rogue as Arteta. So, yeah, man. So they're saying they'll charge Arteta. They have charged Arteta. He has until, I think, Wednesday to appeal. And let's see how that's going to turn out. For me as an Arsenal fan, I'm not perturbed. I care less. I don't care. The sentiment still remains. VAR is the officials behind VAR. They are fucked up. They are fucked up. Then, of course, during the week, you also got to learn that Everton was fined for breaching FFP rules, and they were given a 10-point deduction. Right? And so that means now they are 19th in the league, and they are 4 points. They had 14 points, and they were 14th in the log standings. Now they are 19th with 4 points. And so we are left like, so 1 point, 1 breach is equal to 10 points. So teams like Manchester City, they are walking scot-free here with their heads held high, and before Jews come as a nanny, and they have 115 charges. So if that's the precedence that Premier League is setting, so what happens to 115 charges? Is it now equal to 1,000 points deduction? Is that the case? And what happens to Chelsea now? Because it's Chelsea now also in the mix. Chelsea, apparently, Abramovich has been using his offshore companies and accounts to pay expenditure for Chelsea. Right? So, of course, the Chelsea books are definitely not portraying a true and fair view position of the Chelsea Football Club. That is tantamount to crime. And that is very much punishable. So how are they going to punish these guys? How is it going to be? So let's wait and see, man. For me, I'm just waiting to see. Because we know, chuma chao kimotoni. Manchester City na Chelsea lazima wapatikane wakiwa guilty na lazima wakuwe punished. So punishment itakuwa ni gani? Kama Everton wanafanya 1 breach na wanafanyiwa 10 points deduction, so 115 breaches or charges. Wakipatikana wako guilty na zote. Yes, hiyo ina sound kama League 2 to me. Honestly, it doesn't sound anything less than League 2 or National League or God knows where. But it's not relegation to Championship. It should not be a tantamount to relegation to National League, to League 1. No. 115 charges. If one charge is 10 points, 115 is 1,000. 1,000 takes you outside the structure of football. The structure of football in England. You're totally outside. So let's see how that's going to turn out, man, because the precedence that the Premier League has set is crazy. But still, honestly, for me, I absolutely support it. Entirely. If you're running crooked books and your organization is not financially sound, yeah, you should be punished. And if you're breaching rules, you should be punished. Because the essence of the rules is just to bring about some equality between the clubs. You know, some other clubs are bigger than others. It is what it is. You know, the fan base revenue they bring in, it is what it is. So the FFP is to try and get to equalize everybody, regardless of the stature of the size. So when you're breaching this and try to get some crazy advantage over others, especially in the big teams, those ones should be punished heavily. And that is why Chelsea and Manchester City fall. So let's see how this one is going to turn out. This one is interesting. This one is definitely one to keep an eye on. Honestly, I can't wait. I honestly can't wait to see what happens to Chelsea and Manchester City as far as the FFP breaches go. All right, so let's keep an eye on that. Of course, we're in the international break, so there's a lot of international games going on. There's a final qualifiers for the Euros 2024 happening in June next year. Some teams have already qualified. We're talking Germany. Of course, they're the hosts. Germany are playing against Turkey, and they lost that game in Germany. Germany might just be one of the worst hosts of the Euros. Especially considering how big a team they are in the footballing fraternity. God damn, they're doing bad. Kai Havertz was playing as a left back and he scored. Crazy. It's insane over there in Germany, to be honest. Teams like France were battering Gibraltar. They actually set a new European record, 14-0 win against Gibraltar. It's like everybody could have scored in that game, even the goalkeeper. Na alafu uongezee substitutes watatu. Ukampea kila mtu bao. It's insane, man. So, of course, Gibraltar had a man sent off, I think, the 27th minute, and that's when it went south for them. No, is it the 27th minute? Quite early on, to be honest. And after that, it was just battering after battering after battering. It's insane. Mbappe with a hat-trick, Giroud with a brace. We all know Giroud is the top national goal scorer for France. So, yeah, France, they have already qualified. So, wako sawa. The other teams are like Belgium have qualified, Austria have qualified, I think Switzerland have qualified, England have qualified, Italy have qualified. Yeah, so many teams have qualified, of course. And some will go for the playoffs, I think, to be played now in the next international break, which is March next year. Is when the teams that are, I think, finished in the playoffs position, they'll be having those playoffs happening next year around March. Right, so that's that. Belgium are playing also. Lukaku bagged 4 goals. He just can't stop scoring the international front. He just can't stop scoring. He can't. So it's been fantastic. Kenya, tulikuwa tunacheza against Gabon on Thursday last week. That was a World Cup qualifier, not a Euro qualifier. And we lost that game 2-1. I'll be honest, the first half we looked a bit solid. Second half, maze tulipack the bus. Lakini basi ilimiminiwa mabao and shots, and of course you consider 2 goals and that's it. Especially the second goal was fantastic. Oh my god, you look at that goal and you're like, god damn. You honestly can't hate on that one. It was a heck of a strike. Really, it was a good goal. Now I think we play Seychelles, I think today, and that's a game we have to win. Surely. Seychelles were clapped 9-0 by Ivory Coast. I'm not saying in the same level with Ivory Coast, but god damn, you're better than Seychelles. We can as well get some 2-0, 3-0 win over there just to build our momentum for these games. Because we got some crazy ass games coming on. Did I mention Ivory Coast? Yeah, it's one of the teams that are contending with for that World Cup slot, which is honestly a long shot. It is a long shot. So yeah, that's what's up, man. Of course, this coming weekend, of course, we're going back to the Premier League. We got some big ass matches. We got Liverpool versus Manchester City, or is it Manchester City versus Liverpool? It's Man City versus Liverpool, and then of course Arsenal, Brentford, Everton versus Man United. You all know Everton. They were fine, and of course they have all the momentum to clap Manchester United. So yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic one. Be on the lookout for the Extra Digest podcast. We shall be doing one this week, so be on the lookout for that one. It's gonna be fantastic. The Pitbull boys will be coming on, talking all matters F1. Of course, we had the Las Vegas Grand Prix happening in Jana. And for the first time, we had a Grand Prix, a final race happening in the morning. You know, we see those races when the F1 iko na uko East, Far East. We're talking Japan and whatever, uko. That's when we see it happening in the morning. Or Australia. In the US, most likely we expect it to happen around 10, 11 p.m. Nah, it happened on Sunday morning. It was fantastic, man. The first inaugural F1 race in Las Vegas. Fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Did I say Max Verstappen won? You didn't even need me to say that, did you? Because obviously he did win. And yeah, Hamilton is still the second driver, but I think he finished, is it ninth in the standings? It's not looking good for Mercedes. It's not looking good. Yeah, we can't wait for next season. We can't. E-season niche. Now, of course, the last one is happening in Abu Dhabi. And that is going to be, I think, next week on 25th and 26th. Is the last final race of the F1 2023 season is happening next weekend in Abu Dhabi, of course. So that's fantastic. So be on the lookout for that with the Pitbull boys. In the meantime, have a fantastic week. God bless. See you on the next one.